We should just use this for the Emmys roundtable interview, just us sitting here in silence. And Jimbo on the bed. Jimbo, we are recording. We are going to use this. Hello, I'm Joey Nolfi here today, mothering as usual with all of the prize-winning queens of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 8 and the Emmy-nominated RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15. And, oh yes, if you thought this train stopped at LaDuca Station, think again, because we are about to let loose all over again as we discuss why Season 15 got all of those Emmy nominations and why RuPaul's Drag Race is still the most entertaining and important show on television. Here to discuss it all, please welcome All-Stars 8 Fame Games winner, Lala Ri.
Hi.
All-Stars 8 winner, Jimbo.
Hello, hello.
Season 15 Golden Boot winner, Salina EsTitties. Season 15 Miss Congeniality, Malaysia Babydoll Foxx.
Hi, everybody.
And our Season 15 winner and current president, Sasha Colby.
Hello. Hello.
It is so nice to be here with all of you, even though it is virtually. I am so happy to have you all here. How is everybody doing since their seasons? Are we like all booked, blessed, busy?
Yes, Lala Ri and I are currently in the UK on tour. We're going to do a show in the next few hours and meet all of our adoring fans.
Yes.
Jimbo, are you broadcasting from a room in RuPaul's house since you guys just had breakfast together?
No, I had to leave her guest room behind, and now Lala and I are over in Sheffield.
Yes.
Mr. Sheffield.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like RuPaul's like London home somewhere. Is anybody else broadcasting from a room in RuPaul's house, just to clarify?
No. What's a house?
True. You are all traveling in hotels, booked, blessed, busy. We love to see it. I do want to kick this off, though, with some really good news. The extended Season 15 episodes from this Emmy-nominated season are now on Paramount Plus, featuring even more of Sugar and Spice trolling the judges, and also more Sasha Colby jiggling her butt during that Anitra lip sync, which was the best thing. So for the ladies on Season 15 here, how do you feel the cast and how the show itself benefited from already an Emmy-nominated season, but benefited from more footage? And what do you think of what was added?
We always want so much more of Drag Race. Like, these fans are so greedy. So I think with the 90-minute episodes, it was just like the cherry on top. Like, you get to relive it all over again, but with extra footage. Like, I was even watching it back, and I seen, like, Mistress trolling me even more, and I was like, oh, wow, they left all this out. So, it's definitely exciting. It's like watching a whole new season all over again. So I think that people need to go to Paramount Plus. Y'all need to watch it, subscribe, and check the girls out, because y'all only got half the story, like they be saying in Untucked, baby. It's a lot more footage.
Wait, Salina and Sasha, did you also feel that Mistress was trolling both of you more?
I relived trauma. There was trauma relived. I forgot how, like, all the things that they don't put in. Like, I mean, I forgot half of the stuff I say, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Same.
What's so much fun about the 90-minute episodes too is that, like, there's so much more confessionals we didn't hear, and a lot more shade is being thrown that we didn't realize was there. There's more in the lip syncs that's very exciting. So we're seeing a lot more that we didn't get the first time, and it's like a resurgence. It's really cool.
What was your favorite moment of shade that was added in?
Oh.
I saw your face, Malaysia. You both have something to say.
Oh,
You're like, just watch the ball with the walkthroughs with RuPaul.
Okay, that's your favorite moment of shade that was added back in. Great. Jimbo, when will we be getting an extended footage of your breakfast with RuPaul? And are you going to invite Lala, your All-Stars 8 sister, next time you have breakfast at RuPaul's?
Well, you'll have to ask Mama Ru. She's the one that sends out the invites. But I would love to see the security camera footage when I broke in. I think it's probably really entertaining, watching me hop the gate and all that. I would love to see all the footage of Drag Race that's been unreleased. I think they should just do like a 247 feed from the workroom of all the years. I know they are sitting on some major golds.
Well, you'd mentioned the security footage. I mean, Lala, you actually were running security there as Miss Sherry, correct?
The shy silent Coleman, yes.
I do want to ask the All-Stars 8 queens what they thought of season 15. Like, what were some of your favorite standout moments that happened on this Emmy-nominated season that really sort of gagged you as a viewer?
Go ahead, Lala.
You know, I have yet, I'm sorry, to actually watch the season. No, I haven't even watched All Stars 8 because I just don't have like the time right now to even watch TV. So honestly, I haven't seen much of it.
You should just say, "Seeing my pretty face," you know, that would have
like,
just...
yeah, seeing all the girls' pretty faces. Yes.
You know, Jimbo, now you've had time to think of an answer by deflecting to Lala. What do you have to say about season 15?
It does feel like it's so long ago now, so I can't wait to go back and have a little refresher and watch these extended episodes. I remember just loving all of the tension between Miss Lucy DeLuca and everybody. What are you laughing about?
Not DeLuca, La Duca.
La Duca.
Oh my God, shut up. That's what I thought I said. What did I say?
DeLuca.
Oh, DeLuca. I'm talking about my cousin from New York, Miss Lucy DeLuca. No,
you're
okay.
not alone because Michelle was saying that the whole season too.
Okay. Lucy LaDuca. Well, anyways, I love her, and I can't wait to just watch. I love when Mistress goes like this. And I also love every single thing that any of these drag queens do. Really, I'm just happy to go watch all of us wear our hearts on our sleeves and twirl for the. So yeah, I can't wait to go back.
So, and we'll start with Sasha with this next question, but to all the season 15 queens, I want to know which challenges on season 15 do you think pushed each of you to maybe your limit as an artist and forced you to do something that you maybe surprised yourself with?
Ooh.
Sasha's like, nothing, I do it all.
No, I was, there was a few, like me and Malaysia were in the same group for the girl group challenge. And that was like, okay, we got to get this together.
We done fought for it.
And we just like fought for it. So like we had to make it good. And I was like, oh, did we bite off more than we could chew? Because we don't have a lot of time. We just kind of have to you get like an hour or so, like just to figure it out and talk together. So that was pretty intense. And then I do remember it was the design challenge. We did Palm Springs. I was in the Palm Springs.
The same group for that too.
Yeah, and I was freaking out. Malaysia knows too. I was freaking out because we had to get our like fabric grab, and so I had like the palm fronds for my swimsuit, but I needed like a coat or like a duster, but I only had like a really heavy thing. I'm like, I'm at the beach. I need something lighter, and I like was looking around, and as soon as you look around, them cameras go like this. And like once they see like some doubt in your face, they're like, "Oh, you ain't getting me today, honey." I went to my sister Malaysia. I said, "Can I get this shower curtain, please?" So she actually gave me her flamingo shower curtain that I ended up using. But I was like, that was once you see that they're on you, then you're like panicked for sure.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest things for me at Drag Race was like memorizing things because like I'm not good with like learning words to songs. Like learning lines for like the acting challenges and stuff. So I think being in a pressure cooker, it brought something out of me that I didn't know that I had, especially like when it came to like memorizing stuff in such a short amount of time. I mean, I didn't know the words to Don't Go Yet, but I knew all the other 8 songs. So, I'm proud of myself for that.
I think the challenge lies with like right after you get your phone call, because like getting all your fashions together for the runways, I think that is the biggest challenge. So if I zooming in on a challenge specifically, I think the ball for me probably. I'm usually good with balls, but for some reason it was a challenge, baby.
Not only was the show Emmy worthy on its own this year, I think the season was. We hear this all the time this year. It was super important. We saw so much anti-drag and anti-trans legislation introduced. Thankfully, some of it was deemed unconstitutional and is not going through. But still, we got the establishment of the Drag Defense Fund. We hear a lot of people saying that season 15 and All Stars 8 felt a lot more important than ever before. But to all of you as queer people in this space, I'm wondering what is so important about this show on TV right now?
This show is so important because yes, it's been around for a long time, but I feel like drag is so mainstream now and it is a part of so many people's lives. To see representation on a worldwide show that like any and everybody could see, I think it's just so important because you can kind of find somebody that's a part of that cast that represents one little piece of you, and you could connect to those people and be like, I see myself and this could possibly be me one day, not just for being on Drag Race, but just for the messages that these individuals are delivering. Some of the stories that you can connect to throughout having this show and everything. And I think it's so important that we have this platform and RuPaul's Drag Race right now, just like on MTV, because it reaches the masses at this point. We have so many franchises, so many spinoffs, and so many things because of RuPaul. And I think it's just amazing that I get to be a part of this, and people get to look at little old me, like from Miami, Florida, who tried out for this show multiple times and be like, I want to be like Malaysia or Jimbo or Sasha or Lala or Salina, like, and you know, it's an overwhelming feeling, but it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I agree with Malaysia, and it also proves that drag is not a crime. It shows the beauty and the joy of what we do, the happiness that we bring to people. It helps heal the world.
Well, I think it's really important just to show queer people around the world that their point of view matters, that they have a space and a place in the world, and there's other people out there like them. And so I think the most important thing is just all about being visible, and being proud of who you are, and encouraging people to not feel like that they're not being seen or not being heard. I hope that people feel like there are other people out there like them, rooting for them and making space for them in the world.
Baby, at the end of the day, we're spreading love. It's all love. RuPaul says at the end of every episode, and you really do feel that when you go and meet the fans. Like, they are so touched by what they see on TV and what we create as a, family at Drag Race, that it's just love all the way around.
And I mean, Sasha, you were proof of the show's, I mean, all of you are proof of the show's importance in this industry. But I mean, when you took that crown to the White House and Kamala Harris had you speak at the Pride event, I mean, that just meant so much to me. I know it meant so much to everybody watching. But what did it mean to you to be there at that event at such a high level?
Well, I think right now, if you're doing drag and you're not an activist, are you doing drag? I think it's really important to combat this like crazy rhetoric that is going on in our country, and just kind of this like whole anti-drag, anti-transness. So it was really important to have a trans person there at the Pride event, sponsored by GLAAD, and I got to be so privileged to actually MC the whole presentation. So I got to introduce all the different speakers and just get to see all the different caucus members and different people in the White House or in Capitol Hill that are queer. There's not a lot of people there that can speak for us. And I think that's why this show also is so important, because it's really the only show in history where it's a cast of queer people. It's not just one token queer person telling a story through the lens of a cis person. It's actually queer people, and the stories are made by queer people. So I think that's the thing that just rings authenticity, rings safe space for you to be yourself and make everyone else feel stronger while watching.
And I think it's you have a lot of people, a lot of eyes on you right now. All of you do. But Sasha, I want to also call out you consistently posting about things that are not necessarily queer related, like what's going on in Hawaii right now. I know your home state, it's something that's very important to you. Changing the narrative on people calling it a tourist town or a tourist area. I mean, people are looking at you, and you are all influential in so many areas beyond just this show. So I think this show, putting you all on that platform to affect that change, like we're seeing it in other areas too. And I just have to commend you all for doing the most with this platform that you do. I do also want to ask, Sasha, do you have any like good DC insider tea from that event? Like, was there anything that went down that was like a good behind the scenes story from that?
Nothing I can say on here. Wait for the tell-all.
Okay. All right. I will take that.
Oh my gosh. I'm just surprised I passed security background check and I was allowed. Like, for real? With all the aliases?
Well, would any of you ever consider going the route of like Honey Mahogany or Marty G. Cummings and like consider running for office at some point?
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, we're already up against the fiery squad in drag.
I would say probably I would try it. I would be curious to see what it would be like.
Yeah, you could, because Canada, yeah, that would be fun. Like, you would be a great Canadian Prime Minister, President.
Well, I hear Justin Trudeau is looking for a wife, Jimbo, so...
I know. I gotta slip into his DMs.
Have you yet? Have you? I know Monet maybe has. Monet Exchange has been sliding into the DMs, but Jimbo, have you slid into Justin's DMs yet?
I haven't yet. You know, Brady and I are on the road, and so, you know, I just didn't want to go behind Brady's back. And I don't know if Justin's really ready for a threesome yet.
Where there's a will, there's a way, though. So we will. We're all about affecting change this year. I think another thing that makes this show so beloved in Hollywood and to Emmys voters, obviously, proof right here, the cast, the family, the sisterhood among the queens and their stories. It's just so powerful. So on that note, Malaysia, how is co-parenting Sugar and Spice with Mistress going?
Well, you know, I think I'm going through a divorce right now. Exclusive. But I think, you know, the kids are going to come stay with me, you know, because I'm the congenial one. I'm the more nice one. So, you know, we don't condone child abuse, so they will not be staying with Mistress Isabel Brooks. She's on tour right now, and they need a parent that's going to be with them consistently because they are a lot to handle, you know?
Wait, is this divorce? Salina, you had a very big reaction to that. Wait, is there something we don't know that's going on? There's a divorce going on?
Listen, I'm the nosy neighbor next door, and I'm not going to spill their tea. But I'm listening in.
Lala, are you looking to be a co-parent maybe with Malaysia? Would you adopt Sugar and Spice?
Twins, maybe one. I can't do twins.
We just had them in Miami, and baby.
It was a good time, yes. Wait, Sasha, how was you adopted a child on the set of the show?
I was like, I did?
Wait, what's his name again?
Oh, Justin.
Justin. Wait, so have you put him in drag since the show?
It was like the last day. And he was like looking off into, I thought he was just had his headphones on and he was waiting to cue us to go on. And he was just like, I want to be a Colby. I was saying, you know, you caught me on the right day. Load them up. Let's go. I was like, son, get my bags.
Have you put him in drag since then?
No, actually, he's actually, before doing production, he was a dancer, a backup dancer. Like, he danced for Mariah Carey.
Oh, wow.
Colby's dance. You know, Colby's got to move.
Never be a Colby.
Well,
wait, everybody wants to be a Colby now?
You rather be my sister. You don't want to be my kid. You rather be my sister.
You know, I'm just still working on getting this leg up, child.
I do want to ask, going back to, this is making me think now though, talking about the twins, going back to the extended episodes, even in the extended episodes, did we get the full story of how wild Mistress and twins were, or was there more to that whole story of how wild things got between everybody and the twins?
I haven't seen every episode, so, you know, I just wanted to go back to the ones with the drama with me, and I want to see if my full side came out, but...
The full side? Malaysia, wait, what happened?
You know, it's a lot to relive that, you know? I'm going to have to sit down with some wine and, like, replay it and see where this journey takes me all over again.
Well, I do remember seeing a lot of fans, I mean, especially when we know Miss Congeniality is coming at the end of every season. There was a lot of people predicting Malaysia, a lot of people predicting Salina. A lot of people thought Salina could have won Miss C. So Malaysia, when it was announced that you had won Miss Congeniality, did it surprise you that you won?
I'm not going to say it surprised me, but I know that, you know, it was a possibility, you know. I'm a genuinely nice person, but I don't think the show portrayed everybody being super congenial. So I knew it could have been like anyway, but I know that outside of the show that we all got to really know each other a lot better than like being in such a pressure cooker. I'm just like one of those people like, Sasha's so motherly. Like I have like those motherly instincts as well. So I just think like I kind of connected with everybody like in a different way. A lot of people definitely thought it could have been Salina. I've seen a lot of people saying it could have been Spice, but I mean, it was me.
Were there like big group discussions of who you were all going to vote for Miss Congeniality?
No.
Not at all. No.
Interesting.
I only know one person was campaigning, but
who campaigned?
I don't know.
Salina, were you campaigning?
No. No, ma'am.
Let's go down the line. No, I'm just kidding. You really don't want to say who was campaigning?
It was literally a short line.
You heard her all season saying she's in her congenial era.
That's true. Mistress was campaigning. Yes. All Stars 8 queens, if you had to vote for Miss Congeniality and All Stars 8, who would you vote for?
Ooh, well, what does it mean anyways?
You're nice.
Whatever you want it to mean.
Miss Congenial, I guess, like, who is like really sweet and who's so nice? Miss Jessica Wilde.
Yeah, Jessica Wilde.
I would say Jessica Wilde. She is just a positive light. We had so many laughs, and she really went in there with an open heart. And she went in there. She was one of those people that just went in and said, "You know what? I'm a little bit nervous. I'm really excited, and I just want to have a good time." And I just saw her kind of come into her own confidence through a competition, and also just do it with a lot of generosity and a lot of sense of humor, which I love so much. So I would say Jessica.
Yeah, I definitely.
And Lala, you Jessica too?
Yeah, Jessica.
You know, fashion is another huge part of Drag Race's appeal and why Emmys voters tune in. And on that note, we must point out that we have 2 Golden Boot winners here. And Lala, you won Queen of the Fame Games, obviously on All Stars 8. And you told me, I know we're trying to put the bag to rest, but you had 2 bag tribute looks planned for this season, but it didn't work out. Yeah. So can you describe a little bit more in depth what those looks were going to be like that we never ended up seeing?
Yeah, so the first one was going to be the opening, what is the first episode, when the workroom entrance. It was going to have Bag Lady all over, written all over the bodysuit, and I was like a whole bunch of bags carried in with me. And it was going to be, the second one was going to be the reveal runway. I was going to come out of a gift bag. It was going to open. Yeah, so, yeah, those are the
full like pink or purple gift bag, like the.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
Wow, we missed out on that.
It worked out for the best, I feel.
Well, Salina, I have to ask you, where is the lamp look now? Because I think it deserves to be in a museum. I don't know what you did with it, but where is it?
I have it. She's in my living room. I was hoping that Bob, the drag queen, would maybe buy it. There was a rumor that Kim Kardashian was buying drag queens clothes. So I was like, Miss Kim, I'll sell it to you, honey. You buy me that cute lamp.
Yeah, she got
but it's up for auction, honey.
It's up for auction. Okay, wait, because I mean, looking at how someone like Lala turned the bag into something iconic, like, do you feel better now about how that was received in hindsight versus how, going through it at the time when the season was airing?
I didn't think it was a bad look at all. I think I would have been in the bottom, wouldn't I, if my runway was bad that episode? But my theory is Mistress was talking so much stuff on Twitter about my lamp look that it started trending. So I think it just became a thing to make my lamp a joke. And then I think that's kind of what happened. And you know what? It's fine. I'll take a golden boot because at least I won something.
That's right. That's right. Has anyone who maybe publicly criticized it apologized to you for like the public feedback that they gave?
No, Mistress has not apologized. No, just kidding. No, I didn't see a lot of people hating on it. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, for everybody, were there looks that you maybe just like immediately threw in the trash or burned after getting back from your seasons?
No, I loved all my looks.
All my stuff is still in the closet. I mean, I got all good positive feedback from every time I was there. But, I mean, the fans is a different judge. So I would change the silhouette because it's like, Malaysia wearing a gown every week. It's like, I didn't know this was the order of the runways. Hey, like, gosh, I love gowns.
Lala, you just had a big smile when I asked that question. Are you thinking of looks that you maybe...
No, my All-Stars 8 looks, I love every look. But, of course, the bag look, it didn't even make it off the set. I just threw it away. stage.
I love it every time you tell that story. Are there any looks though that you all? I mean, because I know we do see some queens, they sell some looks, they preserve others. Are there any looks or anything really from the seasons, whether it's your original season, an all-star season, for all of you that maybe fans might be surprised that you kept to this day?
I'm a little pack rat, so I have all of my looks and everything I've worn all in garment bags on racks according to the season, and so I'm saving it up for my own little museum one day.
Yeah.
Yes. I like to keep everything too. Like, I save everything.
Yeah.
Even if I can't fit it, I'm like, nope, it's mine.
I feel like some of my looks, they lasted right up until I had to take the photo, and then they kind of just, some of them just like, the zipper stopped working, but I still have them all, but I was like, was this on like, it started turning into pumpkins on me, this thing. It was a stroke of midnight.
Jimbo, do you still have the lock of RuPaul's hair? Because I know I ask you about this every time that I've seen you since that original reveal, and you and Candy both seem to suggest to me that it was not a joke, even though I thought it was a joke. So can we please get the real story now of how you got that hair?
Well, I bought it on the black market, of course, where you find all contraband items. But yeah, no, you'll have to go on the black market if you want a lock of real, authentic RuPaul hair. You have to go to the dark web.
Did anybody else steal anything interesting from the set of their seasons?
Well, you saw me. I stole all the things out of the makeup room doing the elimination. So, child, I stole pretty much half the set.
I didn't know that people were still into after the fact, and I was like, if I could go back, I would have the set. Yeah, I was still alive.
I think I just stole a bunch of spirit gum remover. Maybe that makes when I get home.
I was definitely mom, and I just went to the CVS kind of thing that we have. I got all like cotton rounds and like just like the randomest things. I'm like, nothing like crazy besides America's Heart.
There we go. There we go. What's the craziest thing you all watched one of your fellow cast members steal?
Oh my
You
god!
know
I
that
watched
story.
Candy steal a jacket. Yeah, she stole someone's crew jacket, and they came and they were like, "Has anyone seen my jacket? It has the keys. It has
Yes,
the keys
I
to my
remember.
apartment in it." And then they were like, and then it was in the car, and they whispered around in the van. They're like, "It's got her keys. It's got her keys." The person that had it checked the pockets, and they're like, "There's no keys. She's lying." And then they whisper at the front, "There's no keys." And they're like, "So you do have my jacket in there?" And she's like, "No, I don't. I don't have it. I don't have it. I have a feeling there's no keys in the pocket."
Oh my God. I love that.
She was ready to drive right out there, honey.
So Candy stole a jacket and some real estate, it sounds like. At the end of season 15, one of the things that I think makes the season the best is when we see the reunion. The reunion is always my favorite part. Salina, one of your great moments, okay, white girl from the reunion. It had the whole internet buzzing. What was going on that day with the filming of that? Because I think that is one of the best episodes of the season. I think it's when we see all of you at very real emotional moments. I'm just wondering what was going on that day with you.
I was fine. I was getting, I don't know. It was a really interesting day that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about. I don't know. It was just like, it wasn't giving what it, what I thought it was going to give. And then like when Irene said that read, I knew it was going to entice like a strew of racism within the fandom, which it did. And so it was just creating like chaos that I can already foresee in the moment. So it was just like, and then there was a moment where Ru was asking everyone about their moms. They asked Anitra, Sasha, Mistress, Sugar and Spice about their moms. And I didn't bring it up, but like my mom had passed away during the season. So that was like something that was going on with me throughout the season. So I think that's kind of what triggered me to be like a little more like in myself and not as outward. Because I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's not a moment for me to talk about that, which is fine. And then that thing with Irene happened, so I was just kind of like trying to get through it. But I've looked gorgeous.
You did. You absolutely did. And I know that you did go through a difficult period with your mom. I know you post about that sometimes on social, and I think our hearts all go out to you for that, because I know it's been a struggle for you. So, and we really appreciate you being open and honest about everything with your experience. So I just want to commend you for being so open about that. The last thing I'll ask all of you is why do you all think that pop culture and the world needs Drag Race? right now, and why should Emmys voters vote for it? Both RuPaul in the host category and also the show overall.
I just think that for so long, drag artists and performers and entertainers have been the trendsetters for what cis people look up to, and they also replicate everything that we do. So I think it's very important that we get our flowers. We always give them their flowers for basically taking from our community and capitalizing off of it. I think it's time for our community to capitalize off of what we create, what we put out there into the world, how we make other people's lives better by expressing our art, showing our creativity, and just what we possess as queer artists, queer people, queer entertainers, queer performers.
You know, I love Drag Race and the ability it has to shine a spotlight into people's lives and communities. And I think it's this incredible platform that has this global reach to highlight and find people around the world and showcase them for that little moment that spotlight's on you. And I think it's just this incredible thing that needs to be supported. And I think that the Emmys and the nominations are so justified, especially for Rue as a host, because she imparts so much wisdom. She really is a mentor to so many people around the world. And through her mentorship of all of us queens on the show, she mentors millions of people around the world with messages of love and self-love, and the reminder that drag isn't so far from all of us. Drag is every day when we put on our mask and when we put on our outfit to face the world. And so I think that's really important right now when there's a lot of division within drag, and there's all of this legislation coming at the trans community. Trans is beautiful, and it's also a part of all of our lives. So let's make space and create love for our beautiful trans brothers and sisters.
Baby, it's the best show on earth. It really is. I mean, you get fashion, you get talent, you get shade, you get drama, you get costumes, wigs, and it's all queer and trans and beautiful, just like Jimbo and Malaysia said. There's no other show in the world like it, and has no other fandom in the world like it as well. And no other show requires people to come in with so much talent. You know what I mean? It really is the best showcase in town of queer talent, and it's such an honor to be a part of it. If anything, I know it's changing lives out there, but it's also changing the contestants' lives as well. I know my life has been saved because of Drag Race. Had I not had Drag Race this year, I don't know where I'd be. You know what I mean? So I'm very grateful to be a part of the family, and it's such an honor to be a part of such a legacy. And it's a legacy. It's been going on for a minute, baby. So there's a reason why it keeps winning Emmys, and there's no reason why season 15 shouldn't win one too.
I definitely agree with everybody. And to add to that, drag is uplifting, especially during the times that we're in now. We need an escape from the craziness. Just last night, someone came to me in Jimbo's meet and greet emotional because she was like, we changed her life from watching the show. So the show is doing its job. Like Salina said, it has changed our lives as well as artists, coming from I guess the underground, the club scene to mainstream, and making us financially stable and able to live a life that we deserve. So yeah, and thanks Mother Ruth for creating this platform for us all.
This show is so important because it's aspirational for queer people. It gives queer people a reason to do something, to express themselves creatively, to get into drag. The idea that you could be not only take care of yourself in life doing this, but could be praised and celebrated, which is not what a lot of us get when we grow up or when we encounter in everyday life. So this is just so important on that note, to allow someone to be especially when I go out of town and I go to these bars and I go to these clubs and you have all these people filling up for Drag Race girls, and I always tell them please come and watch your local drag, support local drag, because I'm testament, we all are, that you could be watching the next drag superstar in your hometown. Yep. And it's your responsibility to cultivate them and give them safe space to then provide a platform for them to speak on all the love that you've given them. And I think that an Emmy is a great accolade to have, but that comes from when you get to do your purpose, when you get to do your truth, and that's what we all do. And I think that's what resonates with the Emmy committees for many seasons. They can see the truth behind this unapologetic queer resilience and wrapped up in glitter. Who doesn't want that?
Very well said on all accounts. Thank you all so much for being here to do this interview. You have all been so wonderful this year. Truly, it has been such a fun year for this franchise, thanks to all of you. So thank you for doing this interview. And everybody, please stick around who's watching, because we are going to do a fun Emmys trivia game as we do every year. So stay tuned for that.